Unelected MAGA billionaire and shadow president Elon Musk recently attended CPAC, which is basically the biggest conservative political conference in the world. And what we witnessed as he was interviewed by a Newsmax host was perhaps the most awkward, cringeworthy, and dangerous mental breakdown ever recorded. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, just when you think that Elon Musk couldn't get more dishonest, more awkward, more cringeworthy, he surprises you. He's an entrepreneur in this respect. So here's a clip of Elon Musk attending CPAC with a chainsaw.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw! That's perfect. All right. I love it.
We could probably just stop the video right there. I don't even know if anything needs to be said. That was really awkward. He's attending an indoor arena with sunglasses on, a gold chain, and a chainsaw. I think that's a reference to Javier Milei, the president of Argentina, who I think used similar iconography during his campaign. He was also on stage there. But the weird noises, that was like Howard Dean. I don't know if any of you remember Howard Dean and his like budding political career, which was ruined when he gave an awkward "yeah" and his voice cracked. It was very strange. Again, Elon Musk channeling that sort of energy. Super cringeworthy. Here's some other clips, which are really no better.
That was something. I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know? You're like...
Look at how uncomfortable that Newsmax host is when he's like, I am become meme. So anyway, no, it's like, you know, the dream or the meme, and they're phonetically similar, and it's like, yeah, that's where I am. Again, and the Newsmax host is shifting in his seat, trying to get control of the conversation. So painfully awkward. Elon Musk, who is also desperate to be seen as the funniest person perhaps in the world, or certainly in politics, thinks that comedy is outlawed and we should be able to legalize comedy.
You know, and have like a sense of humor, you know? So, I mean, the sort of the left wanted to make comedy illegal, you know? Yeah. Like, you can't make fun of anything. So then it was like, comedy sucks. It's like, nothing's funny. You can't make fun of anything. It's like, legalize comedy. Yeah. Legalize comedy.
And we've
I know what you're thinking. This must be a deep fake. This is an SNL skit. No. This is real. That's a real Newsmax host. That's a real political conference. That's really Elon Musk in real time, engaging in weapons-grade awkwardness. It continues.
Yeah, they did go crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy.
No, I mean, that whole cancel culture and you know, it's trying to stop freedom of speech and infringe upon people's personal freedoms. You know, they just want state control of what you say. They want to, you know, take away your guns. And the reason they want to take away your guns, so like there's nothing you do to oppose them. So it's sort of...
So just a couple of things here. Again, just like regurgitating tired tropes. You know, it's not like Elon Musk has a well-known reputation for being a Second Amendment enthusiast, but here he's trying to pander to a conservative audience. I don't think it went over particularly well. I don't think anybody's buying it, number one. But number two, think of the allegations that he's making against the nebulous left. He is arguably the most powerful man on earth because he has his hand up Donald Trump's ass, and they are at the bare minimum co-presidents. Elon Musk, as we've discussed in previous videos, has not only fired people from Twitter for displeasing him by exercising their free speech rights, so he's very censorious. He has the right to fire them, but he's engaging in censorious behavior. He clearly doesn't believe that you have an absolute right to free speech, even though that's what he's claimed, so he's a hypocrite and a liar. But even in the past several days, he has publicly called for the imprisonment of 60 Minutes journalists because they aired a Kamala Harris interview. Now, there are no prominent Democrats calling for the imprisonment, for example, of Fox News, even though they had to pay a nearly $800 million settlement to Dominion voting systems for signal boosting Trump's lies. But here you have Elon Musk in real time, not only banning people from his social media platform, firing people from his various companies for displeasing him with their speech, but also for calling for the imprisonment of his political opponents. He is, again, he and Trump represent a disproportionately censorious element of the body politic at this point. I got so many clips here, and they're so awkward. And here's the thing: again, I have a very low threshold for secondhand embarrassment. And even as somebody as unlikable as Elon Musk, when he says and does things that are so painfully awkward, it's hard for me to watch it. And so I'm trying to sort out some other interesting things in these clips because, again, it's just one cringe thing after another. I guess we'll play this one where he opines he's not sure that the left is real.
Well, at this point, I'm not sure how much of the left is even real.
Yeah.
You know,
how much was propped up by our money? You know?
Yeah. Like literally, you see like these sort of fake rallies where there's like hardly any people, and the media will like frame it and like get all 6 people in the frame, but there's like nobody else is there. Like just it doesn't have popular support. But
you know who doesn't have popular support? You know who doesn't have popular support? Elon Musk. Poll after poll after poll after poll after poll show that not only is his personal approval underwater, people are really unhappy with his level of influence over Donald Trump and the Trump administration. They don't trust it. They think it's oligarchic. And so this sounds like just pure projection on his part. This is a man who, much like Trump, is so thin-skinned and malignantly narcissistic, he craves the adulation and idolatry of others. And he certainly has power. He certainly has peerless wealth. He certainly has a great deal of influence, right? So he's got things that you would think would satisfy somebody, but he doesn't have love in the sense that more people dislike Elon Musk than like him, particularly as they get to know him, the more he's in their faces. And so again, this seems like pure projection from Elon Musk. Here's another clip.
A massive amount of your tax dollars is going to legacy media companies.
Yes.
Directly from the government.
The government wants to take over media.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. That's why we have X.
Yeah, and that's
why you spent $44 billion. I mean, that's a lot of money.
So again, this seems to be a gesture towards like a debunked lie pertaining to Doge, this idea that federal subsidies were propping up Reuters, for example, when it turns out they had nothing to do with the news agency. Also, this idea that there were Politico subscriptions that were subsidized by the federal government. That's true, but because there is an exclusive feature as part of Politico which tracks legislation, which even Republicans enjoy. They like this subscription. It helps them do their jobs. Even Lauren Boebert, her office, had this Politico database subscription, and it was subsidized by the federal government. So it's not like it's a left thing or a Democrat thing. Even like diehard MAGA Republicans like Lauren Boebert availed themselves of this subscription. But he wants you to believe that actually, anti-conservative media is being subsidized by the government in order to wage war against Donald Trump, which again, total bullshit, but it just goes to show how much Elon Musk's brain has truly rotted. Again, we've got a clip of where he says we're fighting the Matrix. I don't want, again, it's cringe stuff. I guess we'll get into this one. He's asked about the Federal Reserve.
There's some other stuff in there.
Are you thinking about auditing the Federal Reserve as well, which is obviously
yeah, sure.
Regulates our economy?
Yeah, so the Federal Reserve, of course, is basically the central bank of the United States. It's led by the chairman of the Federal Reserve, the Board of Governors. Right now, that's Jerome Powell, who was appointed by Donald Trump and then reappointed by President Biden. They exist as an independent agency, so they set the federal interest rates. And Trump has been pissed with Jerome Powell because he felt that Jerome Powell was not raising or lowering interest rates in ways that were politically beneficial to Trump. And Trump wants him to quit or be fired. Jerome Powell says he's not quitting, and he doesn't accept the president's authority to fire him. And technically, the president does have the authority to fire a member of the Board of Governors, but for cause. You actually have to prove malfeasance, not treat them like an at-will employee. But here you have Elon Musk, unelected, unaccountable MAGA billionaire, saying, yeah, maybe we'll go into the Federal Reserve and shake things up. Again, trying to audit these clips in real time because I thought that that I could sit through all of these clips again, but it's really, really, really tough to do so. Here's one where he talks about how easy it is to find abundant waste and fraud in Washington, D.C.
I imagine you think the waste has got to be everywhere.
Yeah, no, waste is pretty much everywhere. People ask, like, how can you find waste in DC? I'm like, look, it's like being in a room, and there's target. The wall, the roofs, and the floor are all targets. So it's like you're gonna close your eyes and go shoot in any direction. you can't.
That certainly betrays how precise they are with their audits and with their targets. It does seem like they're closing their eyes and just spraying bullets proverbially randomly, and which is why Doge has been relentlessly fact-checked to hell and back. We caught them. They've been fact-checked trying to doctor their findings. Oh, we saved, $8 billion. It turns out it was $8 million, which is a substantial difference on a particular thing. Again, they've been fact-checked about, oh my God, the federal subsidies to Reuters, the, pro-woke, anti-Trump Reuters, but it actually had nothing to do with the news agency. They've just been busted time and time and time again. Here, Musk is spreading lies that we've debunked in previous videos about their Social Security findings, because, of course, remember, at this point, Musk has infiltrated Social Security. The acting Social Security commissioner resigned after she tried to keep Musk and Doge out. Here's Musk spreading lies about Social Security.
So you can see it.
What do you?
And like, it's like, isn't it like it's totally wild? Like we just did like a check the database on Social Security. Like it says how many alive Americans eligible for Social Security are there? And according to the database, it's over 400 million. And we're like, wait a second.
And how many are getting?
How many are again?
Yeah.
And then like we found like one person in there is like 360 years old. I'm like, what do they know? Ben Franklin or something?
So again, let's just take that last claim at face value. So you found one example of a person who received Social Security benefits, and this is evidence of the ample fraud that exists. That is a fraction of 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 a rounding error of a fraction of the federal budget. This does not justify your existence. As we discussed in previous videos, the Social Security payment system has an error rate of less than 1%. That is a remarkably effective program. And when you have things like overpayments, usually the Social Security Administration flags it, checks it, oh my God, we overpaid this person. And so they will underpay them in the next payment to compensate, right? So it's not, there's no evidence, none whatsoever, that Social Security is rife with waste, fraud, and abuse, even though that is precisely what they've claimed and produced no evidence to support. So again, it's just total bullshit from the charlatans and liars. Oh my God. I'm just trying. Okay. This other clip I'm going to save for a different video. It's about Elon Musk and astronauts, which merits its own conversation. I'll close with this one, which is this Newsmax host asking Musk about his brain.
What is it like inside your mind? Like, is it just 1,000 miles an hour? I mean, are you?
Yeah.
Is it just not? I mean, does it ever stop? Do you sleep? How much do you sleep? What's? Paint us a picture of inside of the mind of a genius. Like, how do you do all this? Can you answer that question? It's not an easy question. Yeah.
I mean, my mind is a storm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a storm.
One guy. Woo! I mean, again, just what a perfect clip. I mean, just this bullshit blowing smoke by a Newsmax host who's visibly uncomfortable with Musk's level of painful awkwardness, Musk reacting in a predictably painfully awkward way, showing no humility whatsoever. What's it like in the mind of a genius? Like somebody with social grace would be like, oh man, listen, I appreciate that. I'm no genius, and but Musk wants to be seen as Iron Man, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s character in the flesh, even though he's more like Justin Hammer, which was Sam Rockwell's character in the second one, just a pathetic tryhard. But again, sadly, perhaps the most powerful and dangerous person on earth, given his influence over Donald Trump. So yeah, we just saw a very slow-rolling mental breakdown in action by a painfully awkward, malignant narcissist who should not have this level of influence over American politics. But here we are, and there's no telling how long it will last. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.